Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am going to be showing you how to use Calendly for instructional coaching. I started using it last year and when I was a literacy coach, and it really helped to eliminate those times when you would like see somebody in the hall and they'd be like, hey, I really need to meet with you. Can you meet with me tomorrow? And then tomorrow comes and you're like, oh snap, I forgot. So I'm going to be showing you how to set it up in a very simple way. There are three main features that I really like to use on it, and I'll show you those. And then I'm going to show you some ideas of how you can use it with teachers, some resources you can give them, and things you can put in your room to make them accessible quickly to teachers if they're like in the hall and they need that like quick, hey, I really need to meet with you tomorrow. And you're like, okay, we can do that. So I'm going to show you how to use it, how I set mine up, and then just some quick resources on like how you can use it with your teachers. We are at the sign in for Calendly. I just went to calendly.com and signed in with Google. And so the first thing you're going to see is this screen that says allow it to sync with your Google. So I'm going to hit allow. Okay, and then the first thing that comes up is to set your availability. Now, this isn't set in stone. You can change this. You can, if something comes up and you need to change a time, you can change it. But initially what I did is I set it from our start time and our end time at school. And then I unselected the days that we meet in PLCs because there's just no time to meet with me during those days because we're in meetings all day. So I'm going to hit continue. And then you choose what it's for. So like education. Okay, so this is going to pop up. So first off, the first thing that's already scheduled is a 30-minute one-on-one meeting. So initially when I set up my Calendly, I kept this. This is one of the ways to schedule an event. So what I did is to start off, I edited just this event. So it's a 30-minute one-on-one. And then I went in and I changed the name. So I decided to give my options categories based on the support that I give teachers. So one of them would be a planning meeting. So I'm just going to label this one planning. Then I add a location. Now I like this feature because what you can do is ask the invitee to add a location. So then I add an option and I go down to custom and I give them the option of either meeting in the PLC room or meeting in their classroom. So I add another option for them to choose where they would like to meet. Sometimes they're more comfortable in their room, so I like to give them that option of where they want to meet. So then in your brief summary, this is where I put just, planning meeting. That's what it's, planning meeting. And then 30 minutes, I like to change my colors. And then I hit save and close. So the next thing that I do is change how far in advance they can schedule it. Now, I just do 60 calendar days. That's what's set just because it is what it is. That's a far out. So things change so much in 60 days. I don't think anybody is planning 60 days out. I kept it to my working hours. So it'll show these are my times. Okay. And then I like to add 15 minutes before the event to remind me, just so I have time to get that alert. Okay. Now, the next thing that I like to do is the questions. So this is what's going to pop up automatically. Their name, their email. So they'll have to fill in their name, their email. They'll choose their location. And then I edit this question for what subject and what type of planning. And I just put assessment, pacing, etc. So they answer this. That way I can just kind of be prepared when we're planning. And that's it. Those are the things that they have to answer. Now, one of the things that I really love about Calendly, and I do pay for it, but it is free, and like it's free for the first, I think like 15 days or something, is this workflow. Okay, so workflow is something that Google, or I haven't found, it might, I don't know, but it's something that really makes my life kind of easier when it comes to these things. So one of the things with workflow, these are all your options. When you open workflow, email reminder to you, send a thank you, text to host, booking confirmation, all these things. So the two that I really, well, three that I use is email reminder to the invitee. So I like to do that. So I set it up with my event planning meeting. When do I want to remind them? I like 24 hours before is fine, because usually that's far enough in advance. They remember that they're meeting. Then the next one that I really love in workflow is for this event, especially planning. I like the text reminder to host. I am not that good at checking my emails throughout the day. That's probably not good to admit, but not. So 1 hour before it starts, you can set your time. When do you want Calendly to text you? And then you hit send text to host, and you can edit your reminder. And then this is like their pre-made kind of thing. And this is what kind of text you get. And all these gray is where they put in the stuff from the event. So if it's like planning, hi, Brianne, just a reminder of your meeting with Susie for planning is tomorrow at 12, whatever it is. And you put your phone number and it sends you, as soon as they sign up, it'll send you a text that lets you know that they booked a time with you. The next thing that I really enjoy, and I mean, there are so many in here that you can use, but the next one that I really like is feedback survey. So after a planning session or my other coaching sessions, which might be like observation, feedback, any of those things, it will automatically send them a feedback survey. So if I'm choosing my planning meeting, an hour after it ends, and you can edit this, when do you want it? You can do it immediately when it ends. It's going to send them a survey. and you're going to click edit feedback survey. You can change your subject. So just put feedback on planning session or whatever you want it to say. And then it's going to predetermined again, pre-filled. Hi, whoever it was. Thanks for attending the event. If you have a few minutes, I appreciate you taking the survey to let me know what you thought about our meeting. And then here is where you edit the link. So you can go right into your Google Forms and it will, let's see, mine's probably not logged in. Okay, you could just take, these are their forms. Let's see. Okay, so here's my support follow-up form that I made. So just simple, their name, how effective did you feel our session was today? Questioning, amazing. What unanswered questions do you still have? And then is there anything else you need from me? So you just simply copy this link. I like to shorten them. And you place it in your workflow where the URL is, and you can put follow up, whatever you want to name it. And then when it sends it, it will give them the link so they can do a feedback survey on your meeting. So I'm done. So those are the 3 features that I really like when it comes to Calendly. So then I usually set up, so like I just clone this, but then I rename it to, maybe they want observation feedback. Not observation, lesson feedback, where they want me to come in and watch, lesson. So obviously it would be in their room, all the same things, lesson feedback, change it to lesson feedback. This is where that link, it'll be, I change the color, my clothes. Oh. Okay. Now, this one on the questions, they're going to look a little different. The name, the email is going to stay the same, but on the questions for lesson feedback, I might put, what subject would you like feedback in? And what particular thing would you like me to provide feedback on? And that wording might be wonky, but like, what do you want me to look for when I come in your room? Questioning, are we working on small groups, those kinds of things. So I want to know, what do they specifically want feedback on when I come in their room? So I save and close that, and then I do the same thing for the workflow. I go to workflow, do email reminder for lesson feedback. Apply. And then I do the same thing for survey, but I will change the survey for this one. So on this one, the feedback would be applied, and then it'll send it, and you can change the feedback again. So then I just keep doing those. So my lesson planning feedback survey would be different for each one. So my lesson feedback would look different for this one than it did for my observation, like the survey that I sent to them. So those are the three main things that I use in Calendly. What I do like is when you come to scheduled events, it'll tell you what events you have. And then I like being able to copy this and turn it into a QR code. Okay, so currently I have two different types of meetings set up in Calendly. One is just like a regular planning meeting. One is like if a teacher wants me to come in and give feedback on a lesson. So those are currently the two that I have that are set up. So I'm going to copy the link to the first one and open I don't know, everybody uses different QR code generators. I just use the first one that pops up. Probably not the best method, but whatever. Alright, then I'm going to paste my URL and it will come up as a code right here. I'm going to download it. Being refreshed.
And a little bit of pennies. I can't buy nothing with this.
Okay, it's down here.
This is a bad idea.
Oop, there it is. I'm gonna save as. Okay, so I talked about making like a little reference sheet for the teachers to keep in their classroom. So this is what I came up with. So I saved my little thing as a JPEG on Canva, and then I just multiplied it in PowerPoint. I'm gonna cut them out, laminate them so the teachers can get them at our Cupcakes with the Coach in the first 2 weeks of school. That way they always have access to support with me. Okay, so I got all of these cut out, laminated, so they'll be ready for when we do Cupcakes with the Coach. I'm gonna put up my support sign up outside of my room for anybody who comes and misses me or I'm not in my room or whatever. So I'm gonna get that done, and then I'm going to make teacher bags for the first day of school. So that has just been a real game changer. So let me know what you think. How would you use this? Is it something that you would use? Okay, so I hope that helped. I hope you got at least a few ideas of how you could use Calendly. I'm sure there's a million different ways and more in-depth, but I like to keep it real simple. I don't like to get too complicated where I have to change things around a lot, because we just know that time is not something that we have a lot of. So we got to keep it simple. So I hope that gave you some ideas. I hope that you try it out at least. It really helps to keep things organized for me, and I hope it does the same for you. So subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any instructional coaching things, ideas that I'm using or doing. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. Like I said, there's probably many ways you can go in depth with this. So if you had a question, maybe I didn't answer it, drop it down in the comments and I can maybe make a part 2. Thanks, bye.